The six gather again at the graveyard to share more stories, as they have always done under a full moon. Kings paid attention to the latest news in town as he scrolled through his tablet, reading a press release of a senator who took his life to hide his face from a shameful case. A case of a 15-year-old he raped 3 years ago. Oh my! He couldn't believe such a reputable man could have done such a thing. What's that? Omar asked, handing him a plate of fried rice her auntie made that evening. It's so bad how one would take his life to hide his face. Kings replied. One would do anything to save their ass when it's on fire. The world still holds evil, Kings. Don't forget that. Omar quickly went on to the next person with a plate full of rice. The six were all waiting for the right time to begin their sharing of a new story. They all have stories they have never told to anyone, of things they have seen and experienced before death ran them over. Some had horrible experiences, while some saw and heard about horrible things. Some of these things they didn't believe until now that they all share real stories. Eric struck the butt of a plate with a spoon to call everyone's attention. Now we are all here, we should take the next story. The graveyard is cold and soon it will be morning. The group agreed, and Lara volunteered to tell a story. And so, she began.
Her eyes revolved around the beautiful artwork on the wall of the restaurant. It passed a message she tried so hard to decode even when she could clearly see the handwriting on the wall. Every artwork has a message encoded in the lines and colors built around it. But all one needs to get it decoded is critical attention to details, not just the paintings. Have you been here so long? He asked, caressing her shoulder. Gina made a 90-degree, selfless smile on her face as she looked at a handsome man take a seat beside her, reciprocating every dent on her beautiful face. He caressed her shoulders gently, then slowly moved to kiss her hand. That gentleman thing happens to throw her overboard sometimes. I'm sorry for keeping you this long. I had some extra office work I couldn't get done right on time. Kissing her hand again. Please forgive me, my love, he said, wearing a lavish smile that poked Gina to smile even more. It's fine. I know how your work can be at times. You didn't have to be sorry about that. And besides, I love this place. It's lovely out here. Butterflies rumbled in her belly. One can tell she loves him with everything in her. So why are we here? You sounded like Lucifer left hell for a family meeting. A serious look engulfed his handsomeness. All attention given to Gina. But she was silent. Silent for what seemed like an hour. I haven't told Sam about our plans. She pulled a little from her seat. I know these things need time to get over them, but I want what's best for my son. I won't forgive myself if he didn't get the best from us. She has great concern for Sam. The boy has never felt the love of a father. Not once in his life. All those hit-and-run men she dated in the past presented themselves as uncles. Well, that is the least they could have done for Sam for a while. I know what you want, my love. I promise you to be a good father to Sam. Lynn, I know it sounds unimportant because you are already playing a role. But say no more. We will do it together. I give you my word. I will be the best father Sam will ever dream of having. I promise you. Lynn's words meant everything to Gina. She would never take them for granted. Lynn stood by a window staring at the beautiful city, sipping from a glass of sparkling wine. Everything Gina said played back vividly. She has the nerve to talk about Sam as a responsibility to inherit, knowing she never told him about Sam's true father. Lynn smirked. I don't know if you think I'm a fool, Gina, he said fiendishly. A few months ago, Gina made him understand Sam is the only person she cares about, making the kid a priority over him and their relationship despite all he has been through trying to pull her from drowning in her last breakup. Such an ungrateful bitch, he sighed, sipped some wine, and rolled it in gently. Lynn was about to sit when a call buzzed his phone. It was past 11 at night. Who could be calling at this hour? Unsure of the caller, Lynn reached for the cell to take the call. "What now?" He sounded harsh. "Boss, I have been waiting for your call all day. Are we no longer pushing through with the plans?" Lynn should have made the call. The conversation with Gina stole his thoughts. These men work for him, doing all his dirty deeds in town. Whatever Lynn wanted dirty, the boys were on standby waiting for him to give the command. "I told you I would call you. Wait for my call and instruction on our next move. I want that fool out of the way so I can do what I want to do." The caller was attentive to Lynn and said nothing more. They knew Lynn hates to repeat a thing, so all instruction was always detailed and no mistakes were expected, mostly on missions that required taking one out of the picture for good. "All right, boss. I will get the boys ready while we wait for your command." He was about to dump the call. "One more thing, boss." "What now?" Lynn's aggression boomed on the other side. "We are running low on supplies. I'm thinking it would be best to restock. You know we have a big job ahead, and that means more ammunition on the ground." Lynn sighed. "I know all that. I will do something about it, but not now." He got off the phone and crashed in a couch beside the wall. The past years haven't been easy keeping up with all of Sam, the night fevers, the unexpected illnesses, and sometimes the troubles with keeping him out of harm's way. It's been Gina all that time watching out for the boy like a hawk watching a chick, and Sam gets whatever he wants but not the unnecessary things that could turn him into a nuthead. And if it were possible to give him the world, Gina would never hesitate. She loves him more than she hated the pain of having him at first. A little blue ball headed for the kitchen door only to end halfway beneath Gina's beautiful leg. It was the second time in 5 minutes. She waved her head and smiled, trying not to get mad this time. "Get your homework. Let's fix it together," she said. She reached for the ball and placed it in a safe place. A place Sam can't reach without her help. "My teacher didn't give homework today. It's almost the end of the year and we are preparing for examination." Gina's lips clapped and her mind wandered for a while. All she has been thinking of the past few days was connecting Sam and Lynn, the two people in the world that meant everything from nothing. "I am so sorry I didn't know you were preparing for your examination, sweetheart." Wondering why he chose to play rather than read. "Aren't you supposed to be reading ahead so you make good grades?" Sam stared for a while. His timetable said it's playtime. It's past 5 in the evening. He had extra time before study calls. "I thought we were going to eat dinner, read a little more, and then go to bed." He raised a brow in his silly Sammy way. Obviously, Gina has lost track and should be reminded of the laws she crafted. Gina smiled at the boy's smartness. What was she thinking anyway? This thing between Lynn and Sam is really eating her on the inside. Something has got to be done before she loses her mind trying to have a complete home. "I will set the table now. Get that teddy in place and grab a seat at the dining table." Sam, with no objections, hurried with the little task and then took his place at the dining table, waiting for Gina to do her part. He loves eating with Gina alone. Whenever Lynn joins for dinner, the boy frowns. He just didn't like the cute gentleman around his mom. This has been Gina's nightmare. A reporter's voice echoed synonymously with the horrible story of a 3-year-old who went missing for 3 days. Her body was found in a trash bag by a scavenger. The reporter said police were doing all they could to find those behind the act. They also encouraged anyone who knew something that could help nail the case to step up with a statement. "I want everything on pause in the meantime. It is too risky now since the authorities are involved." "What will you have us do with the remaining kids, boss?" "Prices have already been placed on their heads. We can't hold them too long before someone in the area suspects something is wrong. I will place a call first thing in the morning. We will have a truck here to load them up," said the boss. "All right, sir. If that is the case, we have to prepare them before morning. That would make it easy to load the bodies," replied Dimitri. Wait. Dimitri paused at the very spot he stood. The boss didn't seem to like the idea of preparing the bodies, or he just didn't want the kids dead before delivery. Dimitri adjusted his rifle and waited for what his boss had to say. Staring into Dimitri's eyes, the boss said, "I don't want things messed up. Do what you have to do by midnight. That way no one outside these premises gets to know what we are doing. Is that clear?" "Yes, sir." Dimitri stormed away with thoughts and plans for the cold night. A long cold night for those innocent kids. The boss turned back to listen to the reporter on TV. If only they knew his plans, but they have no idea whatsoever his next move and target. He dashed a smile. After a little study, Gina gave Sam a warm bath and prepared him for bed. They have a long day tomorrow and cannot afford them waking so late to a new and busy day. She does the majority of the chores at home and has Sam do the little he can just to help, since the boy would not let her go on all alone without interfering in one way or another. "I haven't taken my medication, Mom." Sam rolled off the blanket a little down his chest and sat gently on his bed. Gina has yet again forgotten to administer his night medication. Something must be going on in her head, a serious distraction it has been all day. "Here you go, sweetheart." She poured some liquid into a spoon and gave it to the boy, smiling cheerfully. He isn't the type that's scared of medicine, but injections, no way. You would have to kill him rather than take him in alive. The look on his face showed she hasn't been attentive all day. "I'm sorry," she quickly apologized. "Can I go to Mrs. Bowers to play with the kids tomorrow?" He didn't want to be a problem since she seemed occupied already. "I need you here, Sam. You know Uncle Lin promised to take us out." She helps him cover the blanket up to his neck. "We need to clean up fast so we do not waste his time." Sam looked like he had been beaten with a bristle. Going out with Uncle Lin sucks. Why in hell would he trade a good time with the Bowers for unpleasant memories with him? This makes no sense. Mom shouldn't have agreed to the outing in the first place. He turned to the wall without saying goodnight or blowing Gina a kiss. "Sam." She caressed his shoulder and pulled him to face her. "I have no idea why you do not like Lin. He is a good guy, you know. He loves you and..." "Does he love you?" Sam cuts her midway. For a while she gave it a thought. Lin provides her with everything she needs: care, attention, respect, and protection. She hasn't gotten these things from any man in a long time. Now there is someone giving them on a platter of gold. Affection isn't attention. Could it be he didn't love her that much? No, it can't be. Lin is just what she wants for a lifetime. "Come here, sweetheart." She pulled him closer. "Uncle Lin will never do a thing to hurt us. I understand you are trying to protect me, my little man. Nothing is going to happen to us. Okay." Sam nodded with a smile, not convinced at all. Lin might be an angel, but he still has to prove he is worth Gina. "I wish I could go to the Bowers tomorrow. It's been a while and I miss playing there. I heard Mr. Bauer will be home tomorrow." He lifted his head from her breast. "He promised to get me a new toy. You know I don't want it gifted to someone else." "That won't be a problem, sweetheart. I will call in so they don't give your toy to someone else. I would have loved to do that now, but I am sure the Bowers are in bed now. Let's deal with it tomorrow, Sam. Get some sleep, it's late already." She puts him back in bed, covers him with the blanket, and puts out the light on her way out. "Good night, sweetheart." "Good night, Mom." The buyers arrived at the set time, waiting for Lin's boys to come with their consignment. The smell of abandonment evolved around the factory that sat in an isolated location where only evil and dirty deeds took place. The men would wait there for what they want, and until the deal is over, no one leaves. 2 SUVs pulled in side by side. Lynn's boys alight from the vehicles. 2 made it to the trunk and brought forward 2 big bags. All they have gathered in the last week is in that bag. After this deal, if the client is okay with the supply, he would definitely ask for more. The boys place the bags before Django, a well-known mysterious tycoon with no competitor. Django has a long criminal history. Everything about him was wrong, and it's best never to do business with him because you never get paid. His deals with Lynn have been the most successful over the years. Lynn was as deadly as Django. Django smiles seeing the supply is complete. He signaled his boy to hand over a black briefcase to Dimitri. These men had guns to protect themselves should things fall apart. It has been a tradition. You never get to trust the other party, for you have no idea what plans they hold to secure a deal. He who dines with the devil should do so with a long spoon. Dimitri cocked his head. You will have more of this supplied if you place an order. He handed the black briefcase filled with money to his wingman. Django giggled fiendishly, said nothing, and headed for his car. This deal is over. Django isn't a tap mouth. His gun speaks louder and the impact is always critical. He paused at the car door, eyes fixed on Dimitri, and his face retained a silly smile that only expressed the devil in him. Dimitri stood there, his boys holding tightly to their rifles, ready to clutch on their triggers. Django watched them carefully. He got the look on their faces. He smiled, nodded, and got into his car. His boys followed and they zoomed off, leaving deadly wheel trails while Dimitri watched them leave, ensuring they were out of sight. Let's roll. He hurried into the car and they zoomed off too. Gina knocked gently on the door, waiting for someone to answer. It was impossible to access the house without its keys. How could she be so carefree as to have left it in the office? Lynn won't find it funny knowing it's the 5th time she's come home without her keys. And normally she would go home if no one answered the door. She knocked a 3rd time, hoping it would be the last. Well, it was indeed. A faint shuffling noise behind the door stopped Gina from backing it. Then it opened. The smile on Gina's face faded gradually. What the hell is going on here? She thought to herself, eyes peeking to see if there was someone else, Lynn, inside the house. Please, come in. A more beautiful, sexy-looking brown-skinned lady with a point-to-kill, well-placed nose, and brown eyes ushered her into the house, where she was told she is the only one that has access to it. Gina quietly walked past the door to the living room. Lynn, he sat quietly in his regular position watching his favorite TV show. The lady walked across to sit on one of the sofas. Gina, wondering what was going on, stood there staring at the lady and back at Lynn, who barely noticed her presence. I don't know if you are okay with the plans, sir. I have other offers that might suit your budget if you find that too expensive. The lady passed Lynn another sales magazine. Gina slowly sat beside Lynn, trying to catch up and not worried about the lady. Take a look. Lynn handed one of the magazines to Gina. She quickly flipped its pages and paused midway. Something within those pages stole her interest. This is too expensive. I like the design, but we have to do down on the price, or else it's not going to work, Gina said, showing the lady a luxury wedding gown she wants for her big day. That is the best we can offer for that gown, miss. Lynn cuts in with a smile. I told her the same thing. It will be a good fit, you know. But she is rigid with the price. He was done with the other magazine and handed it to the lady, who carefully retrieved and placed it in her bag. Can I get something of the same quality at a lower price? Gina knew there had to be something worth a fair price. It doesn't have to be luxurious. As long as it fits and looks beautiful, it is good to go. The lady scrambled in her handbag. Gina and Lynn looked at each other and smiled. Indeed, there is something else. Here, see if that is what you can handle. The lady passed Gina a fresh magazine. Most stocks in there were old, and people barely go for them, saying they are old-fashioned or too simple. With Gina's class, she won't find anything in there, just like the other clients. Gina pouts, twisting her mouth with eyes fixed on a page. With 4 more pages left, she might not find anything and would have to go with the first offer. Wait. This looks good. She paused on a page. I like this and the price is fair. Gina showed Lynn, and Lynn showed the lady. Oh my God. The lady never expected to find that page. It's a single page she was meant to attach to the new magazine. For days she has been looking for it and thought it would never be found. I will take that one once we are ready. Gina smiled. She found what she wanted. Then she added, I can pay part now if you want so you don't offer it to someone else. Lynn nodded, and so did the lady agree to Gina's terms. Gina came back to sit beside Lynn after she saw the lady to the door. The reason she came over remained untreated. Lynn, on the other hand, has been too busy to talk things over the phone, making one excuse or another, or in one meeting or driving and can't talk. Now is the time to look into things. Don't you think we are going too fast, Lynn? Lynn arched a brow. I mean, we still have things to put in place and now we are paying for a wedding gown and other stuff. The expression on Lynn's face faded. Gina didn't want them to rush things without clearing with Sam. Her boy's happiness and security are priorities. Yes. Oh yes, she needs a man in her life. Sam needs a father, someone to protect and teach him to be a better man. Lynn smirked, put away his phone and turned to her. I don't think we are, love. He took her hands. Listen. I can do anything you want. Just say it and it is done. Gina slowly retrieved her hands. I see no reason why we should wait. Age isn't just a number but steps to old age. He tries to convince her. Gina shook her head. This is not about us, Lynn. Lynn frowned. It's about what then, Sam? He hates it. He hates that this has to do with Sam all the time. She only thinks about the boy, forgetting Lynn needs her too. Let me get this straight, Gina. Are we in this relationship because of Sam? I don't get it, all right. To Lynn, Gina was forcing a responsibility he isn't ready to shoulder. Gina grew defenseless. Of course, it's not just about Sam, her calm voice echoed. I am sorry. Please understand, I want us to be a family. I know you love Sam and it shouldn't be a problem. She held his hand. Lynn, please, let's give him some time to accept this. Please, Lynn. She caressed his face softly. Lynn's eyes were fixed, his mind a million miles into the unknown. He flashed a smile and kissed her head. He loves her, and nothing will come between them. Gina and Lynn sat watching Sam build a sandcastle. Often a part of the castle gets washed away by the ocean, leaving Sam troubled with the reconstruction of the area once completed. Some other kids had something going at one corner or another, building, molding, and making a sandman. Laughter echoed from all sides, some romantic moments, and some arguments went down the drain too. Sam, he had nothing going on in his mind. With hands covered in sand, he would brush off sweat from his face and rub his eyes when they itched. Brown dots covered part of his once glittering singlet. But the play was worth the stain, and Gina's willingness to take care of it was no reason to shred a cat. Well, not while having the best of times with Lynn. Thanks, Lynn. She dotted his right cheek with a kiss. Lynn's smile convinced her they were having a good time. Well, they were until he turned and said, "Where is he?" "Where is who?" Gina's eyes paused at Sam's last position. He was there just now. She got on her feet and dusted off sand from resting on the cold soil. He could be with some other kids. Just let him be for now. Lynn drew her back. "We can't say. Come on, let's find him." Gina's eyes kept wagging from side to side. She pulled Lynn with her and they both stormed into the little crowd searching and calling out to Sam. Gina and Lynn were exhausted from their search and came back to the very spot where they lost sight of Sam. How could she have been careless enough to have taken her eyes off him for a second? Gina fell to her knees. Tears battered the remains of the castle, soon to be taken away by the next wash. Lynn, scared and speechless, could only reach to lift her from the sand where she knelt sadly. "We need to ask around. Someone must have seen him." "How could this happen to me, Lynn?" She smashed hard, shattering what was left of the castle before the ocean could claim it. Lynn hates to see her cry. "Gina, come on, don't do this here. We need to move before we lose him completely." He struggled to get her on her feet. She wiped those tearing eyes and followed him. On the driveway were prints of car wheels. A police vehicle parked next to a red Toyota Salon. The wind could be heard nagging across the cold street, trees dancing sadly, and rain battering the roofs as window claps echoed, despising silence for a while. "She has been like that since we came home." Lynn handed a file to a pretty police lady standing at the doorpost. She flipped the pages. Lynn has signed it all with a copy of his statement. He told the cops everything so they don't stress Gina with questions. "I assure you, sir, we will do all we can to find Sam," said Walker, who took out a pen from her police uniform and walked up to Gina. Silence swung around Gina. Sadness whispered, driving tears across a path they once rolled down her chin. She could feel Sam standing next to her, and turning to check, she found no one but the space she occupied. It hurts her more knowing it's her fault he went missing. She should have kept her eyes on him. Now he is gone. He left her nothing but a plate of pain for dinner. "Miss," Walker called out softly, taking a seat beside Gina. "Is there something you'd like to tell us? Something you find helpful to aid us in finding your son?" Gina's lips could barely move, and when she tried to pull them apart, pain choked words down her throat. Lynn stood aside talking to another cop. "It won't be easy finding Sam if the cops have no lead or some information as a foundation to his disappearance. Something might have happened out there. Perhaps someone might have drawn Sam away to hurt him. There is a probability Sam could be looking for them too. If so, why has no one called to turn him in? I watched him play. I watched him smile, and then he was gone within a twinkle of an eye." Gina paused, wiped those tears off her eyes, and took a deep breath. Why would someone want to hurt Sam? He is just a kid and has done nothing wrong to anyone. Walker shook her head sadly. It's sad to see her cry like a baby. Sam truly meant the world to her, as Lynn rightly said. That would be all for now. Walker pulled out a thick paper and placed it in Gina's palm. "Call me if you have something we need to know." Gina took the thick paper. Her eyes were already an ocean, blurring details on the paper. She struggled to blink them off to clearly see what's on the paper. "I will let you know," she said to Walker, who slowly went away. The cops left to do their job, while Lynn sat beside Gina wondering where they would go from here. Sam is missing, just when they were planning to get married and start a family. The heartbreaking part of it was not having a slight idea about where Sam could be and what was going on with the child. Gina drowned her soul in tears. She might never see Sam again if the cops failed to find him.
Lara paused, tears running down her chin, which were cut even before they made it to her dress. She never wanted to share this story with the group, but it hurts her so badly she couldn't hold it back. Eris stopped playing. The strings were rigid, and his heart trembled at the sight of those tears in Lara's charming eyes. Silence engulfed the premises. A chilly wind rushed by, leaving everyone cold. "I am sorry. Please go on." Lara wiped her eyes and flashed a smile, one cloaked in guilt and pain. If she had not lost her life, perhaps Sam's story would have been told differently. It wasn't just Gina whose heart was broken that fateful day. Lara's heart was broken in pieces, leaving her with marks of guilt. "I think that would be all for today," said Oma. Oma went round gathering Lara's plates. While the other prepared to leave, Kings walked to Lara. "You know this story tears you apart, yet you chose to share it with everyone today." He put his arm across her shoulders. "It wasn't your fault what happened to Sam. Don't be so hard on yourself, Lara." Lara burst into tears. "I can't live with it, Kings, I can't." She cleaned her eyes, and looking right into King's eyes, she said, "We need to find out what happened to Sam. Will you help me?" Kings hesitated but gave a nod and drew her closer. "What do you think happened to Sam? Do you have an idea? Let the six know what you think about Sam's disappearance and who could be responsible. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. See you when next the six gather to share another mysterious tale.